Say good morning to you and welcome into Tuesday, January 11th, Bow Tie Tuesday for John.
There it is.
You kind of look like one of those Samoa cookies with the stripes.
You think so? Oh my gosh.
Kind of, yeah.
What a compliment.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's a tasty look.
Happy accident.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, if you liked yesterday, you're going to like today, according to Lynn Trong joining us right now. In fact, it's going to be a little bit better today, warmer.
Yeah, if you like it a little warmer, you're going to love today. It was beautiful yesterday. We started off cold, upper 30s by the afternoon hours. Today, we're going to start off cold once again this morning, so you'll still need to grab that extra layer as you're heading out the door. 19 degrees right now in Chesterfield, 16 in Edwardsville, 18 in Collinsville, 19 in Sparta, and currently 26 degrees in Raleigh, so a little warmer there. So getting the kids ready for school, they'll need the winter gear this morning. It is January. Temperatures in the 20s out the door this morning, bright sunny skies, and this afternoon it's going to feel really good with all that sunshine out there. 46 degrees. Our average is 40, so we're going to be above average on this Tuesday, but we have even warmer temperatures on the way. I'll show you how warm we'll get coming up.
All right, Lynn, 7:02 is our time. The future of Rockwood Schools mask policy is the topic tonight at a special school board meeting.
The board is expected to reconsider a plan to drop the district's mask mandate and instead highly recommend masks. Fox 2's Chris Renier is live in Eureka with more on what we're finding out. And Chris, it just seems to be about what language they want to use here, right?
To some degree, Randy, certainly recommend versus required, certainly a difference, but the language is important when you look at these mask policies. We are just outside the Rockwood School District headquarters here. District spokesperson Mary LePack telling me surging COVID cases prompted the Rockwood School Board to call the special meeting tonight and take another look at this plan. Figures show numerous COVID cases have been reported recently at multiple Rockwood schools. Last month, the Rockwood School Board voted unanimously to end the mask mandate for the largest district in St. Louis County on January 18th and instead make masks highly recommended. But now, the Rockwood administration is recommending that the mask mandate in this district be extended until after the next regular board meeting on February the 3rd. A vote on the potential extension of the mask mandate is expected at tonight's meeting. It is virtual due to COVID concerns. Parkway School District board members will also take an additional look at their plan to drop the mask requirement in that district. Last month, the Parkway School Board voted to change its masking policy from required to recommended, also on January 18th. However, when that change was approved, the Parkway Board also decided to hold another meeting this Thursday to analyze the COVID data before moving forward with the change. I'm told board members at that meeting could alter their plan. Meanwhile, the latest figures from the Pandemic Task Force show COVID cases continuing to rise, fueled by the Omicron variant. 1,387 patients are currently hospitalized for COVID when you combine both confirmed and suspected cases. That is a new record high for the pandemic. 216 COVID patients are in ICUs. That's the fifth highest total during the entire pandemic. 56 pediatric patients are hospitalized this morning battling COVID. 10 are in the ICU. And 18 more COVID deaths were reported in the latest figures released yesterday. So far this year, 129 people have died from COVID in task force hospitals. For now, live in Eureka, Chris Renier, Fox 2 News.
Thanks, Chris. The Collinsville School District moves to remote online learning starting today. School is closed Friday for Teacher Institute Day, and then there's no school Monday for the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. The school superintendent says families will hear from their child's teacher for specific instructions pertaining to classes.
Due to the increase in demand for COVID-19 testing, Missouri's Department of Health and Senior Services is adding more free drive-through testing sites around the area. There's one happening today and every Tuesday from 10 to 6 at the Legacy Bar and Cafe on Delmar Boulevard. Tests are also available at the Family Arena in St. Charles. Those tests end on Thursday, and you must pre-register if you want to get that. It's required. There were long lines of cars there last week. You can also pre-register for a COVID test at the Urban League STL parking lot. That's on North Kings Highway from 8 to 4 every day but Sunday through January 20th. Missouri plans other testing sites as well. If you want to find those locations, just check them out on our website, fox2now.com. You can also head to the store to buy a home testing kit. And starting Saturday, private health insurance will be required to pay for up to 8 home COVID tests per month. The Biden administration added that requirement last year. The feds also plan to launch a website to make 500 million at-home COVID tests available by mail.
Early this morning, a couple of arrests following a police pursuit. It started about 1:20 in Granite City, Illinois, and then ended when the pickup truck driver overturned in a field that was along Route 3 at the McKinley Bridge. A man and woman were taken into custody. And a St. Louis City firefighter is injured from a fall fighting a fire in South St. Louis. That fire was started about 10 o'clock last night inside of a vacant building on Missouri Avenue and Chippewa Street. The firefighter slipped and fell on some ice, slightly injured there, taken to the hospital. Firefighters evacuated the building and put out the flames from inside. The cause is under investigation. In Bommarito, automotive group Skyfox over a fire in North St. Louis. This started around 6 this morning on Semple Avenue between Wabada and St. Louis Avenues in North St. Louis. Firefighters tell us one person was burned and taken to the hospital.
An endangered silver advisory alert this morning from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department. 82-year-old Lewis Cully Jr. is missing. He left his home along Ridge Road in Ditmer around 7 o'clock last night. He told family members he was going to a gas station but never came back. The family told an investigator that he's been lately showing some signs of dementia, and he also has type 2 diabetes. Mr. Cully's green gray 2004 Mercury Grand Marquis has a Missouri license plate of C, V as in Victory, 6, P as in Paul, I, M as in Mary. It was last spotted on Manchester Road in Ellisville. He does not have a cell phone, so police have no way of tracking his whereabouts. If you see Lewis Cully Jr., you are asked to call 911 or the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department.
Let's get a check on our weather right now with Lynn Trong, and 7:08 is our time and 19 degrees, still on the chilly side.
Yeah, still chilly, so you'll still need to grab that extra layer this afternoon. But this afternoon, this morning, it's going to be really nice. We're talking about above average temperatures on this Tuesday. But first, we have to get through the cold temperatures this morning. Let's take you outside right now from our Renewal by Andersen webcam. This is looking out towards Lindenwood University. A nice quiet start this morning. We have mainly clear skies across the region, so clear skies this morning, and we're going to see plenty of sunshine later this morning as well. 19 degrees is the current temperature at the airport. Dew point of 10 degrees. Winds out of the southeast at 6 miles an hour, creating a wind chill. Feels like it's 11 degrees right now. 19 degrees in Chesterfield, 20 in St. Charles, 18 degrees in Collinsville, 17 degrees in Edwardsville. As we zoom out, 19 in Sparta, 19 in Park Hills as well, and currently sitting at 26 degrees out the door in Raleigh. So it's a cold start this morning, but at least it's going to be a nice dry day out there today. Once again, we have area of high pressure sitting overhead. Conditions going to be pretty nice. Plenty of sunshine expected throughout the day on Tuesday, and winds will be out of the south around 5 to 15, boosting those temperatures up paired with that sunshine. So it's going to feel really good if you have things you need to do outside today. Maybe go for a walk or walking the dogs throughout the day. You should be fine. Temperatures will warm up into the 30s to low 40s by lunchtime. Bright sunny skies. Winds out of the south here around 5 to 15. So not terribly strong out there on this Tuesday. And then take a look at our temperatures first thing tomorrow morning. We're going to be above freezing in many spots, so a very mild start to your Wednesday, and then warming up into the lower 50s by the afternoon hours. Remember, our average for this time of year is about 40 degrees, so it's going to be pretty nice out there if you like the warmer temperatures today, tomorrow, and Thursday, but we do have some changes coming our way for Friday and into the weekend. Today, enjoy 46 degrees, winds out of the south around 5 to 15. We'll drop into the 30s tonight, 34 degrees in St. Louis, so a touch above freezing, winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tomorrow, a warm day, 50 degrees with some cloud cover around, 48 degrees on Thursday, Friday, 43. We do have a chance of some rain moving in later in the day on Friday, a chance of even some snow Friday into Saturday, still determining those amounts for you. So we'll keep you posted, but temperatures will be colder this weekend, highs in the 30s.
We've got some breaking news right now. Bommarito Automotive Group Skyfox over East Belleville. This is on Rodenmeyer, 609 Rodenmeyer, Belleville City. A source tells me 3 kids may be trapped in that house right now. A horrible fire going on. This is just northeast of the Belle Claire Fairgrounds, and a wood structure there going up very, very quickly.
You can see it's fully engulfed with flames. We've been reporting on numerous house fires over the last few weeks. Obviously, we don't at this point know the cause of it. What they're doing right now, obviously trying to get those flames out, see if anybody is there and make sure everybody is accountable.
Yeah, we hope for the best in a situation like this. We're going to continue to follow this fire once again. East Belleville, just northeast of the Belle Claire Fairgrounds, 609 Rodenmeyer Road. We're going to get a check now on traffic with Molly.
Yeah, 7-Eleven, we are checking back in on the morning commute. If you are headed out the door right now, a couple little slow spots to let you know about. If you're traveling out of Fenton this morning, wanted to zoom into the area here, Highway 30 eastbound approaching 270. Unfortunately, have some delays there. You're moving at about 11 miles per hour until you get over to the 270 loop. And then east of 270, Gravois there, no further delays as you take that drive. So we'll bring you outside here. We have the U-Haul over in the ditch still, 64 westbound. That's near Clayton Avenue, but the delays from that, they've completely thinned out at this point. This is near Hampton. You were backed up to Hampton and it's 6 o'clock hour, but things are back on the move as you travel through that area. They'll just have to tow that U-Haul out of there at some point. North County View, 270 right near Washington Elizabeth, and then 44 in the Shrewsbury area. Pretty quiet there. So no problems taking the Chain of Rocks Bridge into Missouri if you want to take one of those downtown bridges this morning. So far, I'm not tracking any slowdowns.
Pushing the stalled voting rights legislation forward.
We're going to have a preview of President Biden's speech later today and explain why he chose Georgia for the place to make those remarks.
Plus, we now face a national blood crisis for the first time in decades. The dangerously low levels and the plea from the American Red Cross to help replenish the supply.
Welcome back at 7:15. Once again, 609 Rodenmeyer. It's a 121-year-old home, East Belleville, just northeast of the Belle Claire Fairgrounds. This fire started. Getting some news now from a source saying 2 kids are out of there. Not even sure at this point if there was a third. So some good news there. Hopefully nobody ends up being injured or even killed in this horrible fire in East Belleville right now as you're looking live from Bommarito Automotive Group Skyfox. National headlines: President Joe Biden heads to Georgia today to deliver a speech to promote passing federal voting rights legislation.
For months now, Senate Republicans have blocked Democrats' effort to expand voter access. Our Washington Bureau reporter Raquel Martin has more on what we should expect today.
Good morning. Well, this will be an extremely symbolic trip for President Biden. Not only will he be visiting the late civil rights icon, Congressman John Lewis's district, he'll also be heading to the grave site of Martin Luther King. The president insists that voting rights is under historic threat. Expect to hear his strongest endorsement for legislation yet.
His plan is to sign voting rights legislation into law.
President Joe Biden is heading to Georgia Tuesday in an effort to gin up support for sweeping federal voting rights legislation.
He's quite focused on how ensuring the American people understand what is at stake here.
The president will deliver a speech endorsing 2 plans currently being blocked by Senate Republicans. The bills are designed to strengthen the 1965 Voting Rights Act and improve everything from redistricting to campaign finance laws.
The president will forcefully advocate for protecting the most bedrock American rights.
The president will likely call on Senate Democrats to change the Senate rules to get around Republican opposition. Though West Virginia Democratic Senator Joe Manchin has yet to endorse the option, on the Senate floor Monday, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer vowed to hold a vote to do just that by the end of the week.
To move forward on defending democracy.
Meanwhile, Republicans are promising a historic fight.
I would do anything in my power lawfully.
It would destroy a key feature of American government forever.
Monday, Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell slammed both bills and insisted the rules are in place to force both parties to work together.
A radical Senate takeover for a radical elections takeover.
In the past, both Republicans and Democrats have referred to changing the Senate rules as the nuclear option. But Democrats insist with more than a dozen states now changing their voting laws, there's never been a more justified reason to take this step. But do they have the votes? Well, that's yet to be seen. For now in Washington, Raquel Martin, back to you.
Thanks, Raquel. 7:18, the Senate Banking Committee holds a hearing today on Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's nomination to a second 4-year term. His nomination is likely to be approved with bipartisan support, but members of Congress expect to question him on whether the Fed can successfully take steps to rein in inflation without slowing the economy so much that it falls into recession.
The American Red Cross announces a national blood crisis for the first time in decades. The organization says the nation's blood supply is at record low territory. The Red Cross reported a 34% decline in new donors due to the pandemic. Centers across the U.S. have reported less than a day's supply of certain blood types. And because of this extreme shortage, the Red Cross says it can't always deliver the requested amount of blood to hospitals. It is urging people to schedule appointments to help donate and help with the crisis.
Chicago students returned to the classroom this morning. The Chicago School District and its teachers union reached a deal on COVID-19 safety protocols. Both sides had been locked in an increasingly bitter standoff that canceled classes for 5 days. The agreement still requires approval by the union's full 25,000 members.
Checking international headlines, the U.S. is issuing a do not travel advisory to Canada. The recommendation comes from the State Department and the CDC. Canada is seeing record numbers of cases of COVID and hospitalizations. The CDC lists about 80 destinations worldwide where Americans should avoid travel.
If this ongoing pandemic makes you climb the walls, then maybe you need to get out of the house.
Maybe climb a different wall. Yeah, that's what Tim
There you go.
Ezell is doing this morning. Tim?
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Actually, that's probably a little bit of an exaggeration, but you're going to get me on that wall with a little coaching from the Girl Scouts as we're at Camp Fiddle Creek. I'm going to the top. That's the goal anyway. We'll see how that goes coming up. Fox 2 News in the morning. You think I got it?
Yeah.
I like your enthusiasm and confidence. Thank you.
Sending you good luck out there, Tim. All right, if you're heading out the door, not a bad drive. We still have some heavy volume, though, Highway 30. So if you're traveling from Fenton over to 270, you'll just be tapping the brakes for a little bit, about 14 miles an hour until you get over to 270. And then once you get east of that, if you continue the drive on Gravois, it is a quiet drive. We'll be right back.
Once again, we're following this house fire on the east side of Belleville, not far from Belle Claire Fairgrounds. Source says 2 victims out of the house with injuries, not saying how bad those injuries are at this time, but we're continuing to follow this from Bommarito Automotive Group Skyfox. This is on Rodenmeyer Street in East Belleville.
We continue to follow our breaking news from Bommarito Automotive Group Skyfox. This is in Belleville, the 600 block of Rodenmeyer Street in Belleville. You can see intense flames continue to burn this home, which at one point was fully engulfed. Firefighters still working to get the rest of the flames out. We are being told there may have been some people inside the home.
Yeah, perhaps both kids taken away already by ambulance with injuries. So a 120-year-old wood structure, and it went up quickly this morning.
So sad. All right, it is 7:24. We'll keep our eye on this. We have some other reporters headed to the scene to find out more about this this fire in Belleville this morning. In the meantime, let's check in with Lynn Trung regarding the weather.
Yeah, another cold start this morning. It's going to be a pretty nice looking day today. We have lots of sunshine in store on this Tuesday, but right now it's a cold start. Temperatures starting off in the teens and 20s in many spots. Right now it's 19 degrees in St. Louis. We have a breeze out of the southeast at 6 miles an hour, creating a wind chill of 11 degrees. So definitely grab that extra layer as you're heading out the door on this Tuesday. Checking in with temperatures around the region, we have 18 degrees in Salem, 18 as well as Scott Air Force Base, 19 in Sparta, and 26 degrees right now in Rolla. So 19s and 20s, and it's going to be a beautiful day today. We have lots of sunshine out there already on this Tuesday, and the sunny skies will stick around all day long. So a nice quiet day in store. After a cold start, we'll warm up into the mid-40s this afternoon, 46 degrees. Winds out of the south around 5 to 15 miles an hour. We'll drop into the 30s tonight. Notice temperatures above freezing tonight, so it's going to feel very mild first thing tomorrow morning. Get ready for some warm temperatures by the afternoon hours with a few clouds around. 50 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Our average, remember, is about 40 degrees, so well above average on Wednesday, still above average on Thursday. Then by Friday, we'll be in the low 40s with a chance of some rain later in the day. And then we do have a chance of some snow late Friday into early Saturday. Right now, still too early to say how much snow we're going to get first thing Saturday. So we'll continue to keep you posted throughout the week. Temperatures will be colder this weekend, highs in the 30s.
All right, Lynn, thank you.
Well, Timmy Zell isn't climbing all the walls this morning. He's climbing a wall.
Yeah, he's in Labadee this morning taking on a challenge with the Girl Scouts. My money's on the Girl Scouts, Tim.
Me too.
Your money's safe being on the Girl Scouts. Don't put it on me, that's for sure. They've already conquered this wall, but now it's my turn to try to give it a try. Legacy, we talked earlier about cookies, now we're talking walls. You've done this before, right?
Yes.
Any instruction you'd like to give me?
Just be confident and believe in yourself.
Oh, I like that. Very nice. Just be confident. So did you get it up first time?
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the challenge right now. Now you'll see that Legacy has the microphone. That means if something should happen to me, she becomes the new feature reporter of Fox 2. That's just kind of how it works. You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Jason's got me on belay.
Belay's on.
Belay's on. Ready to climb?
Climb on.
Oh yeah. I'm told to say that. Doesn't mean I'm actually ready, but we're gonna see. All right. I think I made a bad move already. Let's see here. We'll go this way.
There you go.
Come on, you got this. I just broke the wall. That's probably going to cost me. Put it on John Perchborn's bill, please. All right. Let's see how we go here.
Almost there.
These things are getting smaller, Jason. Legacy, where are the big holds? Do I have to go further up to find those?
Yeah, I think so.
There you go. Yeah. All right, I'm getting back on this wall.
You're almost there.
I can't feel my fingers. I'm going to just tell you that. Melissa, I was supposed to talk to you when I got up there. That's all right. That could be a while. You don't have plans for the weekend, do you? Well, there you go. Legacy, you feeling confident in your role?
Yeah.
All right. Tell them you're live at Labadee at Camp Fiddle Creek, and we'll be back with more Fox 2 News in the morning. Go ahead and tell them.
We'll be back with more Fox 2 News in the morning.
All
Well
right.
done.
Oh, Timmy, you got a
Future
replacement.
Fox 2 correspondent. Yes, indeed. It is 7:28. We are continuing to follow this huge fire in Belleville.
Yeah, let's go to our Nissan Rogue Runners, Jason Maxwell. He is down on the ground. Jason?
Yeah, good morning to you, John. Good morning to you, Randy. Guys, just arrived here, the 600 block of Roddy Meyer. Call came in, guys, just a little before, around 6:30 this morning, I was told. Guys, I was told there is one fatality, an adult female. That's what I was told. That has been confirmed by officials. One female is deceased in this early morning house fire here in Belleville. Like I said, the call came in around 6:30 this morning. You can still see fire officials still trying to get this house fire under control. Now, what led up to this early morning house fire, that's still a mystery as of right now. But we do know there is one female that is deceased in this early morning house fire. Guys, we're going to stay on top of this and bring you any more information about this fire as it becomes available. I'm Jason Maxwell outside the Nissan Rogue Runner. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in a moment.
We welcome you back, 7:32. We are continuing to follow this tragedy out of Belleville this morning, a fatal house fire.
Yeah, Jason Maxwell just giving us a live report that a woman died in that fire. That's at 609 Rodemeyer Street, just northeast of Belle Claire Fairgrounds in East Belleville. An old frame structure built 120 years ago, and it went up quickly.
Yeah, you could see a vehicle in the driveway as well is burned, and the firefighters got the call about an hour ago, and they have been battling intense flames for about that time.
Yeah, still trying to check on other injuries to some folks who were there, but as we get that information, we will pass it on to you from Belleville.
Also in the news this morning, a planned change to the mask mandate in Rockwood schools. That is the topic of a special meeting called for tonight.
Fox 2's Chris Renier is in Eureka with details of that meeting. Chris?
All right, apparently we don't have Chris Higgins.
No,
I'm sorry,
can't
Chris
hear.
Renier this morning.
Okay, he's not there. We'll move along.
All right, we'll move along to this next story at 7:33. St. Louis Fire Chief Dennis Jenkerson says that EMS crews, they're getting more calls now than ever because of COVID-19, and resources are stretched thin.
We went from pre-Christmas averaging about 5 to 10 calls a day. On a high day, maybe 15. We're looking at 50 to 60 calls per day now.
The department is using priority dispatch process where callers are asked certain questions as far as what's wrong with them and if they have COVID symptoms. Based on those answers, wait times for an ambulance can vary from a few minutes to hours. The chief also says transporting COVID-19 patients has also impacted the turnaround times for those units.
We're pretty sure they have COVID. That ambulance is contaminated. So our turnaround time has gone through the roof.
The chief urges people not to call for an ambulance if you have mild COVID symptoms.
A St. Louis County Councilwoman has a change of heart on her previous vote opposing a mask mandate in the county. That's Councilwoman Shalonda Webb. She had previously joined Chairwoman Rita Days to vote against the mask mandate. But after having her own bout with COVID-19, she said she changed her mind.
I would say that it gave me an extra push because I was always concerned about us making sure that we were masked. What gave me the greater push is how these numbers are astronomically ramping up. And it doesn't seem to be flattening anytime soon.
Webb says she is grateful she was vaccinated. If you want to watch the entire interview, it's conducted by Elliot Davis. You can go to fox2now.com.
The St. Louis County Police Board plans a special meeting this morning. It is a closed session to discuss personnel matters. St. Louis County is looking for a new police chief. Chief Mary Barton retired last year after she settled a discrimination complaint against the department. Kenneth Gregory was named acting police chief. The 41-year veteran of the police force is the first person of color to lead the department.
More details are going to be released today on that deadly plane crash near New Melle on Saturday night. Federal investigators plan a news conference this morning. The small twin-engine Beechcraft Baron took off from Spirit of St. Louis Airport and crashed a short time later near Highway F. The NTSB is trying to determine if weather conditions, a plane malfunction, or even pilot error, or a combination caused that crash. We're going to stream that news conference. It'll be live at 9 this morning on fox2now.com.
Opening arguments could begin today in a 2019 triple murder in Bethalto, Illinois. 41-year-old Brady Witcher is charged in the execution-style deaths of 59-year-old Sherry Yates, her son, 30-year-old Andrew Brooks, and roommate, 32-year-old John McMillan. Witcher and his friend Brittany McMillan are also charged with murder and other crimes in Alabama and Tennessee. Jury selection in Witcher's trial began on Monday. McMillan pleaded guilty in December for her roles in the crimes. A Franklin County woman pleads guilty to her role in the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol. Emily Hernandez pleaded guilty to one misdemeanor charge of entering a restricted building. Sentencing is scheduled for March 21st. She could get up to a year in prison for that charge. Hernandez is also charged in a deadly drunken driving crash in Franklin County. Police say she drove the wrong way on I-44 last week. Victoria Wilson of St. Clair, Missouri died. Hernandez and another person were seriously injured.
All right, we're going to get an update now on that fatal fire in East Belleville on Rodenmeyer Street from Jason Maxwell, our Nissan Rogue Runner. Jason?
Yeah, John, like you said, early morning, fatal house fire here in Belleville. I have Chief Panay here. Chief, talk about that. What happened this morning?
So to the best of our knowledge, we had a call come in for a working structure fire and units arrived within less than 2 minutes. We were on scene. We found the building flame coming from the left side of the building, already venting itself out, so it was a working fire at the time it was discovered. Our crews made entry and discovered one person inside that was already deceased, and we brought the victim out and put them in care of EMS.
Okay. Do we know about any other victims right now?
As I understand, there were some other occupants that already self-evacuated. At this time, I'm not aware of their present location. The police and EMS are working with the family.
And all this started just before at 6:30 this morning?
Yes, it came in as an early morning fire. It was still dark outside, and I believe the fire wasn't discovered until it was daylight and people saw the smoke.
Do we know working smoke detectors? Do you know anything like that? Maybe it might have alerted them to get out?
At this point, we don't know. As we get the fire extinguished and we can clear the building to make sure there's not any additional victims, we'll bring on our fire investigators, and they'll try to determine the cause of the fire and also assess any safety features in the house that may or may not have been working.
I know it's cold out here. Has water pressure been a factor?
No, water pressure hasn't been a factor, but the freezing temperatures, obviously our best weapon is water, and so that makes for a skating rink out here. Right. So you'll see salt in every area that we're trying to work. Additionally, these elevated yards and with the streets makes for a slippery slope for our guys working. At this point, as we understand, the house is cleared of victims, and all our firemen are accounted for. We're just working to extinguish the fire at this time.
All right. Thank you so much, Chief. Definitely appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we have, like I said, one person deceased. We're going to stay on top of this and bring you any more information as it becomes available on air and online at fox2now.com. In Belleville, I'm Jason Maxwell. Let's send it back to you.
Yeah, the key takeaway in that is it went up quickly. And
Wow.
The fire department got there quickly, too.
All right, time to get a look at traffic. Molly Rose is on that.
Yeah, we are checking on the roads. We still have that slowing this morning as we zoom into the area of Highway 30. We've had quite a mess here traveling out of Fenton over to 270 this morning, so be aware you will have some delays. Once you get east of 270, if you do continue east on Gravois, traffic has thinned back out through that area. Take you outside to the views here. We still have the incident that doesn't have delays anymore, but the U-Haul over on the side of the road that went off the interstate earlier, 64 near the Clayton exit. So all the delays have thinned out, but they will have to tow it out of there at some point. So we'll watch for that. 170 on the move at Forest Park Parkway this morning, 270. Light volume as you head out of South County. That's the view near Tesson Ferry. Northbound traffic coming toward us from that view. Chain of Rocks Bridge in great shape. Big picture here. It looks fantastic. It's been a quiet morning on the roads. I'll let you know if anything changes.
And once again this morning, we have confirmation a person has died in this fatal house fire. This is in Belleville on Rodenmeyer Street.
Yeah, that's in East Belleville. The interview that Jason had with the firefighter, I believe that was the chief, saying that there were others who did get out, but they're going to walk through the house when it's safe and check for any other possible victims. But a fast-moving house fire in East Belleville on Rodenmeyer. We are going to take a break. We'll be back with more Fox 2 News in the morning at 7 after these messages.
More on our breaking news out of Belleville this morning, this fatal house fire. You're looking at ground video. Actually, this is live from our Nissan Rogue Runner earlier. Bommarito Automotive Group Sky Fox was up and over it, and the house was fully engulfed in flames. We can now confirm one person has died.
One woman who was in the building is that fatality. There were reports of others. Other people did get out of that house fire. We're looking at earlier video right now from Bommarito Automotive Group Sky Fox. You can see how quickly it went up. It started in the 6 o'clock hour, and the fire department was there within minutes of getting a report. But even in that, the old timbers went up quickly.
Our Jason Maxwell spoke with the fire chief there on the scene, and he did say there were other occupants of the building. They got out under their own power. He does not know where they are now. He does not know their condition. Of course, this is something we'll follow up on today.
And Randy and I were talking during the break. We have been covering lately so many fires.
Over the last 2 weeks,
Oh, yeah.
probably a half dozen.
Not only here, but the one in the Bronx.
Oh, yeah.
All over the place. And
Philadelphia.
Once again, it probably a good idea. We don't know what caused this, but with heating sources being implemented right now with the cold, make sure everything's safe in your house. And if you're not sure, you can always give them a call at the fire department and ask them. It is 7:45. Taking a break.
We welcome you back. It is 7:48. We have more breaking news to tell you about, this time out of the North County precinct. As you can see, a very active crime scene going on there right now. This is in the 300 block of Lancashire Road in the North County precinct. County police tell us that they are investigating a homicide which resulted in the death of an adult female. They got a call about 3:30 this morning, and they headed to the scene, and they found an adult female suffering from at least one gunshot wound. The female victim was pronounced dead at the scene. As you can see, a very active scene right now.
Yeah, we saw one of the officers coming out of the house closest to your screen right there, and then the one in the far ground. You notice they got tape around. It looks like a two-house area. So we're going to continue to follow this.
And of course, we're still following the breaking news we showed you a bit earlier out of Belleville this morning. Firefighters still on the scene of this house fire. This is on Rodenmeyer, Rodenmeyer Street in the 600 block. We have confirmation from the fire chief that a woman died in that fire.
It is a single family home, and they say that others made it out of the house. Don't know about any injuries, but they said they didn't know where they were at that point, leading us to think that they weren't injured. But the woman did die inside. That fire beginning in the 6 o'clock hour in East Belleville on Rodenmeyer. That's just northeast of the Belclair Fairgrounds, and the house went up quickly. It really did.
And we'll continue to follow all this breaking news coverage as we continue on Fox 2 News in the morning. Stay with us.
Good morning, Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday, too. As we take a live look here from our Renewal by Andersen webcams, we have a beautiful start this morning. Sunny skies already across the region. Cold start, 19 degrees right now in St. Louis. And take a look at that wind chill. It feels like it's 11 degrees right now. So definitely bundle up as you're heading out the door. Poochercast. This is our pooch today. This is Dixie. Carol sent this in, and she says, Dixie Wood Smith loves going for a bike ride. I'm sure she does. She's very, very cute. She looks pretty comfortable. And if she likes going out for walks, then it's going to be a pretty nice day to do so. Temperatures will still be in the 20s at 9 o'clock. It's going to be a beautiful day. We have sunny skies, temperatures warming up into the mid-40s later on this afternoon. So a really nice day to go walk those dogs. Let's check in with temperatures around the region right now. Lots of teens and 20s across the board. 19 degrees in Sparta, 16 degrees in Union. Rolla coming in at 26, and currently 24 degrees as we head over towards Cook Station. So a clear and cold start this morning. Plenty of sunshine expected throughout the day with an area of high pressure sitting to our south here. So that's going to keep conditions nice and quiet on this Tuesday. So if you have things you need to do outside or do any traveling around the state, you should be pretty good for today. Let's take a look at what we can expect around lunchtime. Beautiful sunshine, temperatures in the 30s and a few spots already in the 40s, like Union coming in at 44 degrees. Winds out of the south throughout the day around 5 to 15 miles an hour. We'll reach our high of 46 degrees later today at 3. It's going to be a mild start to your Wednesday. Take a look at these numbers out the door. First thing tomorrow morning, lots of low to mid 30s, so above freezing in many spots. So that's going to feel really good first thing tomorrow. And take a look at how warm the temperatures will be by the afternoon hours. Highs in the upper 40s to lower 50s, and our average for this time of year is about 40 degrees. So we have a couple of days of some really nice weather before big changes this weekend. 46 degrees this afternoon. Go out there and enjoy it. Plenty of sunshine. We'll drop into the 30s tonight. 34 degrees in St. Louis. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Warm tomorrow, 50 degrees, still above average on Thursday. A touch cooler than Wednesday at 48 degrees, but we'll take it. Then we have big changes come our way by Friday, 43 degrees. Chance of some rain later in the day, and we do have a chance of a little bit of snow late Friday into Saturday. Temperatures in the 30s this weekend.
All right, want to get an update from our breaking news in East Belleville on that house fire on Rodenmeyer. Let's go to Jason Maxwell on our Nissan Rogue Runner. Jason?
Yeah, John, following some breaking news here in Belleville, a fatal fire. I'm here with the chief. Chief, talk about this. What happened?
So we received a report of a working structure fire at about 6:45 this morning. Our crews arrived in about 2 minutes and found a working fire venting itself out of the left side of the building on the first and second floors. So it had been burning for quite some time.
So we have one person deceased?
At this point, our crews did make an aggressive interior attack and found one deceased person inside. That person was brought out and is now in the care of EMS. Were reports that there were 3 total occupants, and I have not made contact with the other 2 occupants, but the police and EMS are working with them right now.
Now, this was upgraded to a second alarm fire. Talk about that, if you will.
So when we come across a structure fire that's going to overwhelm our first arriving units, we call in additional shifts in order to bring more personnel to the scene and also to staff the rest of the engine houses across the city on the chance that we had other alarms, which we did in fact have 2 other calls go out simultaneous to this fire.
This has been a busy morning for you.
Yes, it has, and at this point, I'm just glad that my crews are safe, and the reports of the building has no more occupants in it, and we're thankful for that.
Now, this is the 600 block of Rodemeyer. Talk about that. Have you been able to go upstairs to the 2nd floor?
We have not been able to make an interior attack at the 2nd floor due to the volume of water that's put in there and the stage of the fire. The building is not safe to fight fire at the 2nd floor, so our crews are it from the outside.
All right. Anything else we need to know about this early morning fire here in Belleville?
No, I think that about sums it up. Thanks.
All right, thanks so much, Chief. Definitely appreciate it. All right, John, Randy, we're going to stay on top of this and bring you any more information here as it becomes available, this deadly house fire here in Belleville. Let's send it back to you in the studio.
Okay, thank you, Jason. And of course, you have to remember the work firefighters are doing in these sub-freezing temperatures. Below 30 is 22 degrees, which you heard one firefighter earlier say the water being poured turns into an ice rink out there.
Right.
So to make their job that much harder.
We've had a busy morning. We also had a homicide just reported. A woman was killed in North County on Lancashire. 300 block of Lancashire, and they're investigating that right now, St. Louis County Police. So we'll be following that for you.
Yes, indeed. We'll follow that as well as any other breaking news and, of course, all of our other news of the day with our reporter out there, Chris Renier. So stick with us. Fox 2 News in the Morning continues after this.